What's going on, everyone? My name is Steve Strings. I'm your host, and welcome back to the second edition of the PLL Weekly Recap, where today, on this beautiful day that coincides with the start of the European International Soccer Tournament, we are going to be going over the second game of the week between the Denver Outlaws and the Utah Archers. I'm repping my team Germany today. You know, we got to be wearing the classic, the good old kit, but we're not here to be talking about soccer today. No. We are covering Brennan O'Neill's coming out party tonight. You probably already know what happened in this game, but I want to cover it anyway because I was really down on the Outlaws. I wasn't really feeling Brennan O'Neill, to be honest. I'm going to be honest. I'm low-key a Brennan O'Neill hater, but after this game, he proved me wrong. Through and through, I don't know if I can hate on him anymore. Not that I really was hating on him in the beginning, but I somewhat was doubting him. And I cannot anymore. Before we get into the highlights, just a couple thoughts that I had going into this game, a couple notes from the pregame. First of all, Logan Wisnowski out for this game. He was playing pretty good for the Outlaws down there at their attack line, but he's out this game. He's injured, so Brennan O'Neill is going to be filling in for him at attack, which, to be honest, I don't know why Brennan O'Neill was running out of the midfield in the last game anyway. He 100% should be down at attack on the field at the same time. I get he's a rookie, but he's your number one pick, and he's a generational player. Why is he not on the field as much as possible? This is kind of late news, but I didn't even realize this last week, but Graham Hosick is not playing for the Archers right now. He wasn't there in week 1. He wasn't there in week 2, and I didn't know why. So I did a little digging. I did a little research, and this is going to my same bone to pick with PLL. I had to find this out myself. According to USA Lacrosse Magazine, Graham Hosick is not playing for the Archers week 1, week 2, and possibly for the whole season because him and his wife recently had a baby. Come on, PLL. I mean, I get it, totally. You know, you just have a kid, you want to be home for your kid, raise it, be there, it's tiring. You know, I know being a parent's hard. I totally get you wanting to stay home with your children. But you're a professional sports league. You're arguably best defender in the league, best player at a certain position, isn't playing this whole season because he had a baby? I mean, I get it, but like, that's crazy. Either way, some things are obviously bigger than sports. Definitely congratulations to Graham Hosick and his wife on having the child. I hope it's happy and healthy. I hope you guys have a wonderful experience as parents. But I really wish I was watching him play in the PLL. Another interesting note today about the Archers lineup, besides them having like the usual Avengers squad, just stars all up on their offense, all on attack in their midfield. Something weird that I saw was Grant Ament is playing midfield and Mac O'Keefe is playing attack. Wasn't it like the exact opposite when they were in college at Penn State? Wasn't Grant Ament the attackman? Wasn't Mac O'Keefe the star midi? I just think it's a little weird that they have those two flipped. Maybe it's got something to do with Connor Fields kind of being that dominant ball carrier on the offense, on the attack for the Archers, and they want to maybe put Grant Ament somewhere else. But you already got Tom Schreiber up there. You already got Trey LeClaire. You already got all these guys playing midfield. I don't really see why Grant Ament is playing midfield. Also, going into this game, the commentators made an interesting note about a comment that the Archers coaching staff and their team had about the new rules with the shorter shot clock after winning the faceoff only being 32 seconds. They actually said that they actually sometimes feel like winning the faceoff so repeatedly is actually a disadvantage because of that short shot clock, quick substitutions. You're probably winning the faceoff, running down the field, taking a quick shot, then running back on defense. I mean, I kind of get it, but you can't complain about winning too many faceoffs. Like, that sounds like a you problem, Archers. That sounds like a you problem in your conditioning. I'm going to be honest. If you're trying to work in your game plan somehow that you want to purposely not win faceoffs, your guys can be fresher, that's a crazy tactic. I don't know if I agree with that. One last thing, I'm real happy to see the Denver Outlaws back in professional lacrosse. However, I gotta be honest, I do kind of miss the team of the Chrome. Now, obviously, it's the same exact players, and all of that. But, like, I mean, like, the branding, and the colors, the helmet, the uniform. I really liked the Chrome and their colors, their cool looking helmets and all that. I hope sometime in the future when the PLL expands, we can maybe bring back the Chrome. I am happy to see the Outlaws though. So let's get right into the game. All right, once again, sorry for the crappy microphone that I got. Amazon and Jeff Bezos are still lacking, but we're pushing through it. So I'm watching the game here on my computer so I can watch along with you guys, and let's get started. So right at the beginning of the game, just about 2 minutes into the game, Grant Ament hits you with what I think is like the most like basketball move I've ever seen before. He spins, crosses left, like takes a step back right, underhand ripper. This one's really nice. He's absolutely dancing on him. If there's ever like an NBA-inspired move in the PLL and in lacrosse, I mean, look at this. This looks just like basketball. I love it. Now, we all know how deep the Archers are, and this just speaks right to it. Trey LeClaire, such a luxury. He's not even like, you wouldn't even consider him like a star of the Archers because they're so deep. But we all know he's a great player. And right here, he's running down the wing, catches it, and lets it fly. A nuke, an absolute ripper. Top right. What a goal. Also, as a former D3 lacrosse player myself, I love to see Cross Ferreira out there still starting for the Outlaws. Great to see D3 getting some love out there. Former Salisbury man, some of my teammates played against this guy, and yeah, he's legit. He's the real deal. Obviously, he's in the PLL. So we get a couple more goals from both teams, a little bit of a back and forth in this one, and then Grant Ament running out the box. I guess this is why I thought this was a good idea. Quick little dodge, absolute dime to Connor Fields, and Connor Fields with a nifty little finish. Great placement on that shot. Slightly uncharacteristic goal for Connor Fields. Usually he's getting in tight or doing something crafty, but here he kind of just catches it at a nice little spot in 5-on-5 and lets that thing go. Finally, coming to the end of the first quarter, it's really been just an archer's route with the Outlaws. The Outlaws can't get much going, and Trey Leclerc comes down the field, tells his man to get off me, takes a step back and drops another bomb. That seems to be a theme in this game. A lot of rippers you'll see going forward. Wrapping up the first quarter, the Archers were really able to get whatever they wanted. The Denver Outlaws offensive scheme just doesn't seem to be working for them at all. Nothing seems to be clicking too much. It's really just a lot of like pass, dodge, pass, dodge, which you think would work because they have a lot of big bodies, a lot of strong guys who can get downhill, but for whatever reason, they just can't seem to get much going in that first quarter. This is where I start to feel like maybe we should start questioning Brennan O'Neill a little bit. You know, obviously everyone thinks he was going to be great in the PLL because of the amazing performance he had with Team USA last summer, 2 summers ago, which is valid. I mean, he's a college dude dominating against men, professional players, but you also got to remember, he was surrounded by the rest of the players on Team USA, the best amalgamation of lacrosse players ever in the world, probably. So maybe having that strong of a supporting cast, quote unquote, made Brennan O'Neill look a little better than it was. I don't know, just a thought. He doesn't have as good of teammates around him right now going up against the pros, so maybe that's why he's struggling a little bit. All right, so coming to the beginning of the second quarter, nothing was too exciting, honestly, for the first couple minutes until the Archers had this somewhat exciting play where one of their defensemen trail checks Cross Ferrara. The other guy picks up the ball, the other deep ball, passes it off. Short stick, it's a great look right up the middle, but just can't finish it. You know, rough break for the Archers there. Brennan O'Neill gets the ball just in acres of space, and you knew he was putting this one away. Just look how much room they give him to the right. I mean, I know he's a lefty, but everyone and their mother watched that Through X episode with Paul Carcaterra. We know, even though he doesn't like to, Brennan O'Neill has that right hand. He can rip it, and right there, you can't sleep on his right hand. He's going to show you the damage that he can do. Also, great sound again. Such a sucker when that ball makes that sound on some shots when it hits the net in the right way. So good. About another minute later, Handley gets the ball up top, time and room, and just drops the hammer. Nice fundamental, high to low. Coaches love that one. Another goal making that beautiful noise when the ball hits the net.
Slide shot.
A little bit later, the Outlaws put away another goal to bring it to 7-5, bringing the game to be a little closer than even I thought it would ever be. It was at this point, too, that I realized that the Archers also have Matt Moore, which I forgot about. That team is so stacked. From now on, it's not the Utah Archers. I'm calling them the Utah Avengers because they just have everyone. There's stars everywhere. I made note of a little clip here that wasn't really a crazy play or anything, but just something I thought was pretty cool. The Outlaws seem to be leaving Jake Pizzino on the field on offense anytime they win the faceoff and they have that shorter 30-second shot clock, which I think makes a lot of sense when you have a really good long pole that can handle the ball like Pizzino, because he can let it rip. He can get a little bit involved in the offense, but he's so versatile that you might as well leave him on offense if you think you're going to be running back on D in like 30 seconds anyway. You know, don't bother subbing or anything. Just leave him out there. Let him cook a little bit. He didn't have too much success with it today, to be honest, but I see the vision. I get it, coach. I like it. As a former long pole, I love seeing the long poles get some reps and get some trust on offense. They even throw it to him right in the crease. It wasn't a great pass. He didn't finish it, but it's great to see. So the last few seconds of the quarter, Mac O'Keefe is trying to push it, you know, trying to drive from X. A little bit of a scrappy, chippy play here. He gets pushed, trips over the net, and then the Outlaws defender, I don't know why, he goes to push Mac O'Keefe when he's like already down. Starts a little bit of scrap, but the thing I love here, check the background out. Look at the audio guys locked in with the boom mic, with the camera, running in, about to get all the angles. They're not scared of a little fist flying. They're ready to do their job. They probably don't get paid enough, but they are locked in. Interestingly, with all the firepower from the Archers, they actually went scoreless in that second quarter there. Explosive first quarter, and then just went dead, quiet, nothing in the second quarter. All right, so getting going with the second half. The second half was honestly an absolute highlight reel from both sides. Goal fest, but I feel like almost all the goals were just nice. Absolute beauties. We're going to take you through some of them. We start the quarter with a nice goal from Mac O'Keefe. Actually, 2 goals in a row. I'm showing you guys the second one right now. Every youth coach in the world must have hated when Mac O'Keefe first got popular. I mean, I don't think I've seen Mac O'Keefe shoot overhand one time in my life. I challenge anyone in the comments who's seen this, whether it's on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, wherever, find me and send me a clip of Mac O'Keefe shooting the ball overhand. I mean, I'm not going to tell him to stop because obviously he's amazing, one of the best shooters in the world. But is there something wrong with like his shoulder, his labrum? Like he can't lift his arm up more than this on shots? Like I don't know what his deal is. Obviously he's amazing. Not hating on it at all. I love it. It's beautiful. It looks great. But like I just think it's hilarious. I mean, everything about this guy's shooting form is so nice. Like that lefty on the run I just showed you. Something about like he's got in his left hand. He plants off with his left as he's on the run and throws it. I mean, I know that's normal. That's how you're supposed to shoot it. But something about the way he does it, the amount of torque he gets. Maybe it's the flick of his wrist. I don't know what it is. But God, I love watching this guy shoot. And you know someone's hot, you know they're feeling it when they just casually make a one-handed catch from the end of their stick off a bad pass, just like super casually, you know, no big deal. Could have called it normal, but nah, I'm just going to one-hand it like that, snag. Now we get to this real fun play here where Brett Dobson, the Archers goalie, heaves one full field right to Connor Fields at 5-5, and he just steps up, you know, very low angle and just places it top bins under the crossbar. Nice goal by Connor Fields again. So I don't know if you're keeping track at home, but I am, and that is 3 goals, lefty underhand in a row. Does it mean anything? No, not at all. Style points for sure. I'm loving it. So quick little quirky play I saw from the Outlaws, which I think speaks a lot to some of the problems this team has. Myers gets the ball with like no one on him, like 2 steps from the crease and just doesn't take the shot. He needs to be a little more confident there, have a little more killer instinct, just go for it. But the greater problem with the Outlaws, I think, is the fact that they don't really have like that dominant veteran, that guy who's going to tell you like, yo, bro, like, take the damn shot. So we get another really nice play here between the 2 hot hands on the Archers. Connor Fields, dinky little BTB to Mac O'Keefe, who scores it falling down. That's 4 in a row now for you counting at home. Underhand lefty shots going for the Archers in a row. Has it ever been done before? Probably, but I don't know. I thought it was pretty cool. Also, besides just falling down, Mac O'Keefe, again, just like Connor Fields, had no angle on this shot at all, but somehow got it to go. Now, showing some love for all my long pulls out there, Mike Manley with a really clean, really fundamental can opener check here. Really love to see it. Also, I don't know if you guys heard this when you were watching it, but you can clearly hear, I don't know who is yelling it, but you hear someone right before Manley throws the check yelling, on your right, on your right. As soon as he lands it, fuck!
Hey, coming right! On your right! Family defending X.
Really funny. I love the hot mics in the PLL. Probably let us hear a little more than ESPN or NBC or whoever broadcasts these games would like us to hear, but I love how raw it is. So the beginning of the third was action-packed. Honestly, nothing too spicy happened after the 6-minute mark. Right before then, the hot shooter, Mac O'Keefe, catches it one cradle and bang! Lets another one go. Top left, heater. That man is on fire, giving me some serious Klay Thompson vibes. And not the 0 for 10 in an elimination game version of Klay Thompson. I'm talking prime 37 points in a quarter Klay Thompson. The Archers, at least for the purposes of this video, really dominated those highlights right there. I mean, they just had some beautiful, great plays there. All right, so we've reached the 4th quarter. Strap in. I'm telling you, get ready to go because this quarter gets a little bit bonkers. Luke Weirman starts the quarter off with a play that you would see Drip King posting about 10,000 times on his Instagram page. Wins the faceoff, runs right down the field, little hezzy, back to his right hand, and just lets it fly. A nice goal by him. Really pumped starting the quarter for the Denver Outlaws. Now, a couple minutes later, O'Neill decides to suddenly remember that he's the #1 overall pick and an absolute freak of nature. Lets this really long one-pointer fly. I want to call it a fundamental overhead, but like, I want to call it a fundamental over the head, but I don't get how O'Neill shoots and like doesn't break his back. I mean, when he pulls back, like he's twisting all sorts of weird ways. Like every shot's a twister. I can't even do it, even without a stick in my hand. I don't know how he moves like that. I know you guys know what I'm talking about. I struggle to find the words to describe O'Neill's shooting motion, but it's freaky. It's weird. I don't get how he gets so much power on it. So about 6 seconds later, they get the ball to O'Neill in the same spot, and he lets it fly again. This time, it's another 2-pointer. He shoots it in the exact same spot on the net, pretty much same spot on the field, and it goes in again, this time for 2. Great for him. And once again, I don't know how he gets so much power on these shots. I know he's a big, strong guy, but his foot's not even planted. Like, look at this. What kind of weird... What kind of magic... I don't know what to say. Like, how do you score that when you're falling like that? And also, like, what's going on with his foot? Like, why did it slip? He didn't even touch the ground. It was weird, but great goal. Quick note, Grant Ament has been a ghost since the first quarter. He hasn't really done anything. This is why I'm saying you need him at attack. You need him getting those touches. Most of those touches have been going to Connor Fields. And I like Connor Fields, like I said, in the first quarter or second quarter. But he was playing really bad in the third and the fourth. I mean, I know Connor Fields is the type of guy, ball-dominant guy. You give him the ball, you let him cook, you let him do his thing. He'll find something. He'll get some freaky play some way, somehow. He'll find a pass, find a shot. But, like, he was just a black hole for the longest time today on offense for the Archers. So, I didn't catch it in the clip, but shout out to Nick Grill. He had no business getting anything on this ground ball. He hockeys it to his teammate. Couple passes. They find Brennan O'Neill again. And guess what happens? Little spin, goal. That makes it Brennan O'Neill's third goal in, 1 minute? And then, of course, as soon as I start talking smack about Connor Fields, he scores this great goal with 0.001 seconds left on his shot clock. Good assist from Tom Schreiber. But this kind of goes to my point. I mean, he held that ball, Connor Fields, for a long time, made a bad pass attempt to Tom Schreiber, which forced them into this kind of like tic-tac last-second play. Good goal, good craftiness. That is kind of what I referenced. Like, he can get it done on those weird plays, but, like, do you really want him holding the ball for 25 seconds, throwing an almost turnover to a Tom Schreiber Hail Mary prayer pass that he doesn't even catch and then somehow puts in the back of the net? Like, I don't know. Would you rather have that or just Grant Ament hit you with and make something nice? Yeah, but shout out Tommy Dimes, Tom Schreiber. So the Outlaws continue to gain traction in this game, and then you got Mayer with this crafty goal. I don't know how he snuck this in. Do you call this like a question mark dodge? Like, not really. That was one of the weird ones where you kind of just come up along GLE and just like jump to get it in your strong hand. He sneaks it in the one little part of the net that Dobson's not covering. Good goal from him. Nice placement. And then you know what's happening next. They get the ball to Brennan O'Neill's hands. Let's see what he does here. He just runs right, gets the ball back to his left, and rips it on the run, like going the wrong way, going against momentum. This, I know, is not like a good shot to take, honestly. It's not fundamental at all. It's got a low percentage, but this is one of my favorite shots when it falls. When you're running one way on the run, you split back to your inside hand against momentum and for the better angle and let it fly. I mean, there's a lot of pretty shots in lacrosse. That's definitely up there. That brings O'Neill to 5 points, 4 goals, 1 2-pointer, 5 points in the fourth quarter. So getting into crunch time now in the fourth quarter, under 5 minutes left. Trey LeClaire catches a pass on the crease, eats a hit, big body, get off me, finishes strong, and one, baby. And that goal was huge for the Archers, puts them up 2 goals in clutch time. Really big goal. Love to see it from Trey LeClaire. That's his 5th of the game. Great performance by him. And just because he heard me talking smack, Grant Ament decides to come down and just hit the most casual underhand snipe I've ever seen. He walks in. He was uncontested. I mean, he had a man on him, but he just said, oh, hey, you're Grant Ament. Like, you're not world class. You're not one of the best players in the league. Get the 5-and-5. Get to your spot. Take your shot. Whatever you want. Yeah, not great defending, but great shot. So we get another exciting play with time running down on the shot clock. Bundy catches the ball with like another half second left and just throws it around the world, kind of like a Hail Mary. If it goes in, great kind of play. What a shot by him. Nice creativity on that one. Good way to increase his angle. That's one of the rare times in a round the world shot actually probably is the right time to take it. He took it and he executed. So that brings it to be a 1-goal game. The Denver Outlaws are down 1. Who do you get it to? You know who you get it to. Brennan O'Neill sweeping across the field. And once again, this guy's shot. It's such a strange motion. I can't blame goalies for not being able to read it. I mean, what kind of freak of nature brings your stick all the way down, all the way back? It's like this far from the turf just to shoot overhand. Who does that? So regulation finishes in a tie. Really great, exciting game. Nice comeback by Brennan O'Neill, pretty much. I'll give the rest of the Outlaws their credit. Good comeback by the Outlaws. But going into overtime, we see the trend. You got the Utah Avengers, Archers, versus Brennan O'Neill. Pretty much. Nah, that's discounting the rest of the Archers team. They got some real talent, but I mean, come on. This dude, Brennan O'Neill's Thanos. He's massive. Who's stopping him? I'm not, that's for sure. And neither is the Archers defense. So, very similar to the last game we went over with the Redwoods versus the Chaos. We have some controversy at the end of the game here. Connor Fields looks like he gets fouled possibly 2 separate times in one play. I think that's Mike Manley on him as he's trying to As he's trying to get under him and drive to the net, it looks like he might have caught him with a little bit of a cross check to the neck. It looked like a little high. It was short. There wasn't a lot of like oomph under it. Obviously Mike Manley wasn't trying to do it. But then as Connor Fields is calling down, Manley tries to swipe down with his long pole trying to get the stick of Connor Fields. But it looks like he gets him right in the neck. I mean, both not intentional. Both didn't have that much on it. But Connor Fields is down in the heap. He's obviously in pain, looking for a call. Let me know in the comments, should Connor Fields and the Archers have gotten that call? I don't know. For me, it's overtime, intense game. That wasn't like a clear penalty. It wasn't that hard of a foul. It wasn't too egregious. I think you got to let the boys play. Good call, Matty Palin. So we now have 3 minutes gone in the fourth quarter here, and we get some really clutch defense by JT Giles Harris here. Able to strip the Archers attackman, push transition the other way. Great play by him. A lot of pages aren't shouting out good defense. I'm out here to tell you I'm shouting out good play from every position on the field. And then you knew how this ended. I'm posting this late, so everyone and their mom knows the story. They got the ball to Brennan O'Neill. He puts it away. Game over. Time done. I'm pouring honey on you. I'm not calling him the GOAT yet, but I'm pouring honey on you, Brennan O'Neill. Great game. I don't know how many points you had, 5, 6, 7, 8, something like that in your second professional game. Pretty good. So just some closing thoughts on the game. Obviously really exciting. Any game that heads to overtime is going to get my stamp of approval. Obviously, it was a good game. It went to overtime. Really competitive. Good swings both sides. A little bit of a comeback from the Outlaws. Thanos proves he is able to solo the Utah Avengers. I mean, what can I really say about Brennan O'Neill that hasn't been said yet? I think from the Archer side, they need to figure out a little bit more of a clear hierarchy. They have a little bit of a case of too many cooks in the kitchen there. I mean, you don't know who's going to be your dominant ball handler. Is it going to be Grant Amen? Is it going to be Tom Schreiber? Is it going to be Connor Fields? Is it going to be, I mean, it's not really going to be Mac O'Keefe, but he needs his touches too. Trey LeClaire had the ball a lot this game. You got Matt Moore on the bench. You got Ryan Ambler. You got so many guys. They need to figure out a clear pecking order, especially between those top three. Who's going to have the ball more? Schreiber, Amen, or Connor Fields? Because all those guys need it in their stick. The Outlaws' offense still isn't pretty. I still think they have some work to do as a team, but I mean, man, I would not want to defend these guys. You just have big bodies all over the offense. O'Neill, Bundy, Handley. I mean, just bulldodge the whole game, man. I know I wouldn't want to defend them, but I mean, those defense in the PLL, they're massive. You know, I'm not one of them. So maybe they're not scared. I'd be scared. If they can figure out a flow to their offense and get some more experience, I think the Outlaws could be pretty scary. Maybe not this season just yet, but if they hold on to some of these pieces and develop them right, I think they got some real hope in the future. All right, that wraps up the game. Thank you guys all for watching. We will be back this week posting a lot more videos. I'm going to be watching every game from week 3 in the PLL. We're going to be covering all of them here in the page. We're going to get a lot of nice clips, highlight the games, have some fun. Let me know in the comments which individual player in the league you think is going to finish this week with the most points. It would probably have to be someone from the home team just because they get another extra game. So let me know besides for the home team who you think is going to be the highest point scorer this week in the PLL. Thank you guys all for watching. Have a good day.